Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone? How are we this evening, afternoon? Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you for 1 million viewers. Thank you, all of you. We're going to get into all of that today. Just let me know you can hear me, please. Hello, everyone. Hello, Rosa, Anna. You can all hear me, yes? Yeah, okay, you can hear me. Fantastic. Let's see who's here today. Elaine, Black Queen, hello. Hello, Joyce. Patricia. Yeah, you're gonna have to scroll up a little bit. Hello, Julia Rock, Gina, Leslie, Polena, hello. Joan, Rachel. Hello, Mandy. Yes. Good evening, all Sussex Squad warriors. We are indeed warriors. Warriors slaying dragons out here on this island. Hello, all three impossible. You're on your day off. That's fantastic. Hello, everyone. Just let a few people stream in. Hello, Anna. Hello, Kathleen. Is it just me or does it not feel like a Monday, guys and dolls? It doesn't feel like a Monday to me at all. I'm still in lazy Sunday mood. Hello, Fancy. Thank you for tuning in. Sylvia, yes, we are Sussex Squad warriors only. We only stand for our faves, not those other people. Hello, Crystal J. Okay, we're starting a bit late today, so we will get straight into things. And let's start with the good news, the best news. 1 million views and 7,000 subscribers, 7,000 plus now on Duchess of Success. Thank you so much to all of you. I would have never imagined that I would get to this point, and it makes me regret not taking my channel a lot more seriously when it started. I believe I started this channel late last year, September. And I made a couple of videos, and then the way that I wanted to structure the channel wasn't really working. And you guys very honestly let me know that you just wanted to focus on Harry and Meghan news. You didn't really want the lifestyle-y stuff that I wanted to incorporate into it, which is fine. And I'm very grateful for your honest feedback. And then I had initially wanted to do sit down videos, but I just realized that having to sit down and film every single day in front of the camera and get ready for the camera just wasn't going to work. And really, I just wanted to make news for you to see the situation with Harry and Meghan from a different angle, that different of the British press and what the British press put out. Paulina, you're suffering from jet lag. You don't know what day it is. It's Monday, dear. I think there's like natural remedies for jet lag or something to like reset your body clock. But yeah, I just wanted to create Harry and Meghan news, royal news from a different angle. And I was very much inspired by a lot of other channels, mainly Sussex Squad podcasts, the OGs like Sussex Squad podcast, Meghanpedia, etc., Sussex Set. And I wanted to add my own little spin to it. And I'm just so grateful and just surprised at how you've all just reacted to it. Like it's just so humbling to me. And sometimes I'm just like, do I actually deserve this? Like, what is it that I'm doing that I deserve like all of you listening to me every single day? So I hope that I give you some value and thank you so much for being here. If you follow the community tab, you'll know that just before New Year's, I had my Instagram account deleted, and they didn't tell me why it was deleted, no warning whatsoever. But interestingly enough, as you can see from the little squares, the last two posts that I did were of you know who and his partner, and also William and his favorite Rose and Kate. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I don't want to go down a conspiracy theory rabbit hole, but I just find it weird because I didn't do or say anything that violated the guidelines, and they didn't tell me why the page was suspended. And then I appealed it, and even when it was reinstated, they didn't even tell me or notify me that it'd been reinstated. I had to just log in and find out. So very, very weird. But if you do want to follow me on Instagram, it is Duchess of Success Official. And on Twitter, it's the Duchess Zone. And it's just easier for me to put out breaking news on Twitter and Instagram, whereas even if I make a video very, very quickly for YouTube, and I will continue to make videos, by the way, don't worry if you're not on the other social media platforms, but even if I make a video very, very quickly, it still takes up to an hour or two. So if you want breaking news, start following me on Twitter and Instagram, because I'm going to be a lot more hot on those two platforms in the new year. So thank you so much. And yeah, let's get to 10,000. I'm pretty sure that we'll get to 10,000 by like late March or April. It's interesting that hater accounts seem to be able to find me quite easily, especially when I make videos specifically on Meghan. But fan accounts are finding it very difficult to find us. So if you have people that you know that are fans of Harry and Meghan, please do spread the word, not just about my channel, but about all channels. So thank you very much. Highly appreciated. So let's get on today's news, because it's quite a bit. Let me just grab my notes. Let me grab my notes. Okay, so first thing, more images from The Crown. Oh, this is not appearing. Okay, something seems. Wrong. Okay. Can everybody still hear me? Just put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Okay, sorry, something weird happened there. Okay, yeah, I think my screen froze and pictures froze. Technical difficulties. Fantastic. Okay, you can all hear me now. All right, so we have new photos from The Crown, and these are of Diana at an event, and also Charles at. This looks like some kind of royal tour. I'm liking the Diana. I don't know how I feel about the Charles. I don't know how I feel about the Charles. I know that a lot of people said that the last Charles in the last Crown was too handsome, but I still think he looked pretty close to Charles. This one isn't charming me as much. I don't know how you all feel about it, but yeah, this is what we have. It'll be interesting to see the chemistry between them. And so yeah, there we have our new photos from The Crown. I'm loving the take on the Diana dress. Yes, Charles does look a lot like William in that picture, doesn't he? Amazing. So that is that. And next piece of news. Actually, before I go on to the next thing, so there is actually another, my gosh, like how many are they going to make? Diana documentary coming out. It just premiered at Sundance, and it's called The Princess, and it's directed by a man named Ed Perkins. It uses archival footage to tell Diana's story from the engagement to Charles in 1981 all the way to her death 16 years later. And it is, of course, the 25th anniversary of her death this year, I believe. So expect to be saturated with lots of Diana media. But it's quite interesting to hear the way that this director has done this in a very different way. He's told it just through archival footage. So it's always meant to be very immersive and just told through all of the footage. I have seen a very similar documentary like this, and it told the story of 9/11 through archival footage without any commentary. And I have to say, it is one of the most heart-pounding documentaries I've ever watched. Also very haunting. There's just something about just seeing that day through images and footage without any commentary. That was quite chilling, also quite impactful. So it's a very interesting way of doing a film, and I think I will be watching it. Like I always say, like I think we're having a little bit of Diana burnout, um, just because it's like obviously everybody wants to jump on the name and make a quick buck, but this one I think I definitely will look out for. So just in case anybody wanted to check that one out. Next thing, let me just go to your comments before we move on. Mm. Tanya, the character of the individual playing Charles is similar to the real life Charles. Do you think? I don't know. I'm not sure it resembles him too. I mean, I know that sometimes they don't resemble them too closely, but I did kind of feel like the last actor was a better fit, but we'll see. Letitia, you can give us the directory from the island. I'm sharing my B-Day champagne to drink to your success. Cheers, girl. Oh, is it your birthday? Happy birthday, hun. Happy birthday. Lily Bell, yes, the Guardian have been granted permission to appeal judgment. I'm going to get into that in a short minute. So hold your horses. Jubilee, is that the actor who had an affair with Lily James? I have no idea, but I did see something on Instagram. Somebody was explaining that the actor who played Charles has like a similar story to do with affairs as the real Charles. I did see someone posting about something like that on on Twitter, but I don't know what the actual story is. So perhaps you can fill us in on that. Sandra, thank you so much. And Marie, check out Global Sussex with Ivy Burrow. She does a wonderful job, very informative about the royal family. Yesterday's episode was an eye opener. She does a lot of research if you like history. If you have a new recommendation, folks, go and subscribe. Oh, see what else you're saying. Okay, caught up with the comments. So let's go on to the next thing. Miss Maxwell, she is trying to request a new trial after one of the jurors revealed abuse. Maxwell's lawyers saying that there were grounds for a new trial after the juror, who was asked to be identified by his first and middle names, told Reuters and other news media that he described being abused as a child during jury deliberations. An anonymous juror said in interviews that his experience helped him convince some jurors that a victim's imperfect memory of abuse does not mean that it did not happen. All I have to say about this is the jury committee, I believe, is made up of what, 10, 12 people? Good luck trying to find 10 or 12 people that have never experienced some kind of abuse. Because I think the figures are something like what, 1 in 4, 1 in 3 or something. So good luck trying to find a jury committee that doesn't have some kind of bias. And bearing in mind, when it comes to abuse trials anyway, a lot of people walk in there with a victim blaming bias. So I don't think that they're going to win this appeal. I think that they're just reaching, and it's because of people like Maxwell that 1 in 4, 1 in 5, whatever the figure is, of people go through some form of abuse. So obviously they're going to try every single angle, but I don't think that this is going to go through. I believe one of the victims did say that if she had to go through deliberations again, that she wouldn't do it. So I think this is probably why they're trying to go for another trial. So that is that. On to the next thing. So Camilla's nephew One of the Conservative Party chairman's Ben Elliott luxury concierge company has been accused of fraud. Quintessentially, allegedly told a client that he could get an EU golden visa if he bought a 500,000 flat, only that was false. Now that's now been settled out of court. He was also involved in Charles's cash for honours scandal. So using Uncle Chuck to get ahead himself. Now, there are some countries within the EU that do offer visas if you invest a certain amount of money, and that money can be in property. So, for example, in Portugal, I think if you spend something like 250k, you can get a visa. I think it's called a golden visa. But obviously, this guy was trying to push a visa that just didn't exist and thought he could get away with it, and he hasn't. So yeah, the whole family is in the business of fraud. With your comments. Mm, Okay. Anna, he should have kept his mouth shut during this trial. You cannot say anything to anyone. Yeah. I'm surprised that he did that. Very surprised. I hope he didn't do that because he's been bribed or, he's been led into doing it because it could ruin the trial. I hope that's not the case. Um, Ivy was on Meganpedia before she started her own channel. Oh, it's interesting. Definitely go check out Meganpedia. Some great articles there. Really detailed, well researched. I love Meganpedia. And on to Randy Andy. We are back with the teddy bears. This is creepy just for so many reasons. But now it's come out that according to, I believe this is Ingrid Stewart, so just bear that in mind. This is her biography where she writes where that Prince Andrew slept with teddy bears in bed during Fergie marriage. And there you can see that picture of them in their wedding carriage. I believe they're going to their honeymoon with a giant teddy bear. So, I mean, this just gets more and more and more creepy by the minute. What these royal women have to put up with. And some people definitely came with the funny comments. One Twitter user saying, "Is it really a Windsor marriage if there aren't three people in it?" Elizabeth, Penelope, and Philip, Charles, Camilla, Diana, Andrew, Epstein and Ghislaine, Sarah, and the teddy bear, Anne, Andrew, Mark, Edward, Sophie, William, Jessa, Rose, Kate. And yes, there were three people in, well, there were two people and a bear in Fergie and Andrew's marriage. Very creepy. And the same commentator went on to say, does the UK have Build-A-Bears? If so, we need to call and warn them. And then somebody actually did a location search. And so the closest is less than 30 minutes drive from the Royal Lodge, Prince Andrew's official residence. The squad is undefeated. Boy. Truth or delete, the more I hear about Andrew, not calling him Prince, the more my skin crawls. Yes, the more my skin crawls as well. Anna, I know when I was on jury duty, you cannot talk to anyone and give info of anything because security is watching you closely. Yeah. Maybe one of the mods or Anne can add the link here. Sorry, add the link for what? I think I've missed something in the comments. What would you like to add the link for? If you want to add the link to another person's channel, that's fine. As long as they're pro Sussex guys and dolls, I don't mind you sharing links, or as long as they're relevant to the conversation that we're having in the moment, I don't mind you sharing links. That's absolutely fine. Church Nelly, Paul Paddington and Winnie the Pooh. I know. Dang, this gets more and more creepy. Elaine, he had two hippopotamus as well, really? Did they have a penguin too? Julia, creep factor gone through the roof. Uh, um, Black Queen, I wonder if Randy Anti volunteers under disguise as a Build-A-Bear factory. I feel like we're gonna hear more and more and more about Andrew's fascination with bears. It's just gonna keep coming up. Ralph Owens, will I interview Chris Boozy? Why do you want me to? Do you want me to reach out to him and ask him? If you want me to, I will. Um, Melita, many think this drawer could have been paid because I don't understand why he would go out and speak to anyone in the press about the case. Yes, and speak so openly about his own personal abuse. That is very strange. Oh, the petition for Christopher Boo. Oh, okay. I've seen the one that you're talking about. I will add that to the comment section and I will also put it on the community tab. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, so and also there was a story about Meatloaf supposedly threatening to throw Andrew in, I think it was the pond, because Andrew thought that he was tricking on Fergie. And then Andrew was like, "You're not allowed to touch me because I'm a royal." And Meatloaf was like, "I don't give a who you are." I don't think that's something that he would lie about. That would be a pretty dramatic thing to lie about. Levy, I can't with the bears, it's way too much. Fergie repeats on demand. He's a loyal man to anyone who'll listen. Yep. Annie, I never had any respect for the royals, but I did respect Diana. Yeah, I think most people respected Diana. And it doesn't matter how much the firm and the British press have tried to make her look crazy and unhinged over the years, people aren't falling for it. She was our princess, and that's that. That will never change. So, on to the next thing. A lot of you have probably already heard about this, but we have a rat in Montecito, somebody who thought that he could try and use some fake news to sell property. And this is where all of those stories about Harry and Meghan supposedly moving or selling their house came from. So a couple of rumors spread throughout the Montecito community. Um, and it basically just ended up being someone who probably didn't think that their rumor would spread like wildfire. And it did. And that person, I think, has been caught out. So I like this because it shows that the community in Montecito is so close knit and very protective of Harry and Meghan and very protective of those that live in that community. It's no wonder Harry and Meghan chose there, and it's definitely no wonder that people like Oprah and Ellen have chosen to live there for years. There's obviously a very close code of conduct, and everybody respects each other's privacy and helps each other out. Black Queen, Ivy research revealed that the Sussexes' marriage date of May 19th, the same day as when Anne Boleyn was executed by her husband. Oh wow, that's interesting. That's interesting. Oh, do you know what? Now I'm interested to know how the dates for royal weddings are picked. Was that picked by the firm? Because I don't think Harry and Meghan would have gone, "Oh, we want to get married on May 19th." That would have been something that was part of the organization from the firm. So did they do that on purpose? Because I know that they didn't give them Frogmore Cottage, that swamp place, by accident. I know that they didn't give them the servants' quarters by accident. So did they pick the date on purpose? That's very interesting. Thank you for mentioning that. Cookies and cream. Yes, please do an interview with Chris Boozy. The more exposure the report gets, the better. Okay, I will reach out to him and see what he says. I think he did one on the Sussex Squad podcast. But now that that was when the first report came out, I think. So now that this report has come out, it'll be interesting to hear what he says, and especially as the report continues to get covered by different news media. And I'll go on to that in a sec. Carolyn, I hate how Princess Diana's own son turned on her. William is a clown. Absolutely. Diana's firstborn fall betrayed her. Hello, Connie. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. I do my best. Mm, Joanne, the realtor may never get another listing in that area. He's a fool. Exactly. An absolute fool. No one's going to trust him. No one's going to trust him after that. Stories, I love the way the equivalent of a Paris journal shut that rumor down and fired a warning to others with similar ideas. Exactly. You can just tell that everybody there is looking out for each other. And even for the community and people who are leaders in that community, they want it to be known that this is a place where the wealthy and the private can come, and we are going to shut things like this down. They're also protecting their reputation. So good for them. Because you can imagine that royal reporters are calling every single bakery, every nail salon, you know, literally every single business in that community is probably going to get a phone call from somebody in the British press. So it's good to know that um, they are protecting each other and that the Sussexes are protected. Jane, where can we watch the recent Paul Page Prince Andy documentary? Is that the ITV one? I don't have an answer for you for that, Jane, but if anybody else has an answer for Jane, please do put in the comment section. Carolyn, I'm so happy to be back with my Sussex squad. We're happy to have you back also. Mm, sorry, guys. I thought I spotted a troll for a second. Okay, that's enough of that. Next thing, so the olive branches that keep on being extended by the royals via the media, yet they never seem to outrightly come out and stick up for Harry, Meghan, and their children. So we've got more olive branches from Charles. But you see, the thing is, Charles keeps extending olive branches, but this man right here, man in the picture, parodying the crown with the frown, Tyler Perry extended a whole olive branch. Okay, sorry, not a whole olive branch, a whole olive tree. Sorry, Tyler Perry extended a whole olive tree. So this nonsense with Charles continuously extending olive branches in hopes of meeting Lilibet. You had the chance to be a good father, a great grandfather. Instead, you threw them under the bus. So this is just pure palace PR, same old that we always hear. So we know who came to the Sussexes' aid when they truly needed it. I don't actually believe that Tyler Perry is the only one who came to their aid. I think there are other people who helped them. They probably just want to remain private. But I don't think that the royals ever imagined that there would be people to help the Sussexes in this way. But everybody loves an underdog, and I think for a lot of people, this situation with um, Harry and Meghan, it's bigger than Harry and Meghan. People want Harry and Meghan to win because they've realized that this situation is bigger than them. That this situation is about an entire establishment structure, the British establishment structure, trying to bring down this one woman of color in a way to send a message to other people. You don't step in our spaces and you don't try to create change. So I think that's what people have recognized. That and the fact that Harry and Meghan have proven their entire lives to be good and genuine people. So I can imagine that there were actually many people helping them behind the scenes, not just Tyler Perry. Rosa Roberts, Dr. says, do you think that Jason Kay, William and Kate was behind Meghan court case, the Daily Fell? You never talk about it. I did talk about it, babes. I did in another video. Um, it was in the video that I did about the BBC documentary, The Princes and the Press. But I did talk about it. I'm going to talk about it again in another video because I wanted to do like a top 10 things that you should know that the royals and the British press don't want you to know, that kind of video, because I think for a lot of people, because it wasn't printed on front page news of the British press, which of course it wouldn't be, they wouldn't out themselves, they don't actually know that this happened. So I am going to revisit it again, and make sure that it gets out to more people. But I did mention it, hun. Church Nelly. They have more olive branches than the olive trees in Italy. Oh, star comment of the day. If I could give you a super chat, I'd give you a super chat for that comment. They need to add that feature. Creators should be able to reward their subscribers as well. Tanya, yeah, same old, same old. Miss Levy, this is how desperate the tabloids are, saying this couple aren't important, yet the desperation for news, rent, mortgage has to be paid. Exactly. And remember what I said, January is dry for marketing and advertisers, so they are absolutely begging for Harry and Meghan to do something because they need to make that money. They're not making it. Ask anyone who works in marketing. January is awful. Yeah, Bonnie, Charles needs to protect Lily if he wants to meet her. If he wants to meet her, well then tell Preeti Patel and the Home Office that Harry wants to pay for security. It's absolutely ridiculous. And they keep pushing this narrative that you can't pay for private security, despite the fact that there is endless evidence to prove that you can. Elena, there will be no olive branches left. They're going to strip Italy of all of their olive branches. Carolyn, if Charles wanted to meet his granddaughter, he would have been a better father and kept Harry and his family safe. Exactly. Black Queen and their rotten olive branches. Climb on them at your own risk. Exactly. I will always try to speak truth to power. Treasure check. Just wait until I actually get off this island. I'm still holding back just because I still live in the UK. I will be off this island by the end of the year. Then I'll really tell you what I think. I used to support Hugo and his patron, but he's changed and that put me off. Yeah, I think guys, when it comes to Hugo, I don't personally dislike Hugo. I like somebody who stands by their convictions. Obviously, he felt a certain way because of Harry and Meghan's involvement in certain organizations and what those organizations are linked to. So I don't think that he dislikes or hates Harry and Meghan. I think there's just certain things that he believes that that Harry and Meghan are now linked to. So I think that's just what it is with him. And obviously, I think he's given the channel over to someone called Alex. I haven't actually watched that channel since it was given over to Alex because it just didn't have the same vibe as when Hugo was on it. But I don't think he hates the Sussexes. He just obviously has his own opinions and convictions, and he stands by them. But when he was pro Sussex, he was really pro Sussex, and he was one of the only UK voices and a male UK voice, which was very, very different. So, yeah. Mr. Levy, Charles needs to stop leaking. Yes, he needs to stop leaking and just come out and stand up for his son and his wife and his grandchildren. Julia, I think Charles could come to the US to meet her. Works both ways. Exactly. You know, they keep going on and on about, will Harry and Meghan come? Well, why can't they go and meet the kids? I mean, why should they have to fly over with children? It should be the adults that go and fly over to meet them. It's not like they don't have the money. It's very weird. Maggie, yes, lies from the media. They are the ones who want to see the kids and make money off of them. Marie, I watch all the squad's YouTube channel, and I think to learn more of the factual news and history, everyone with a channel should watch Ivy. At least one will have an idea when one of us commented. Yes, watch all of the channels. Watch and support all of them. Joanne, I don't know who wrote it. Their name is there. I think it was originally actually written in the Daily Mail, and then a whole bunch of other news outlets copied it. So this is a news outlet that copied it. This wasn't the original. Um, Catherine, Princess Diana had a lot of friends in America. They want to see her safely away from the UK because she did not make it out. Yeah, Princess Diana had actually spoken about California, I believe. Oh, Rose, do you think Kate will be replacing Prince Andrew in the G- was it Grenadier Guards? I heard about this briefly. I mean, anything to get her front and center. Um, but if she's the head of the guard, won't she have to wear military uniform? And I mean, she's never been in the military, so I don't know. Um, I don't know about that one. We tend to hear these stories about Kate, and then they come and go. So, for example, the story about Kate and Meghan collaborating on a Netflix documentary or something, right? They'll just put these things out there to garner clicks. That's all really their stories are for. Um, Speaking of the UK, cruise ship is looking to press our own reporting. Yes, I actually have a slide where I'm going to talk about that because that's quite interesting. Black Queen, yes, all of the Pro Sussex channels have experienced some kind of trolling or threats. To be honest, I've never received threats, but a lot of trolling, yes. Thank goodness I haven't received any threats. But like I said, I will be leaving the island in a few months, so I'm not. It's not really something that I'm not worried about it, guys. Um, so they are desperate for the Sussex to attend the Jubilee, but they'll say anything. Well, yes, like I said in another podcast, he sorry, the royal reporters want them to come, but the um royal family don't want them to come because they don't want the attention taken away from them. Anna, you said the Montecito community is established California money, and those folk are not going to have their privacy disturbed. They live through Oprah, and they'll get through her and Meghan. Exactly. And there are a lot of people in that community that likely want to, make friends and socialize with the likes of the Sussexes. So why would you compromise your own connections? Connections for yourself, connections for your family. I'm sure there's some Cara Miltons in that community who are already thinking about, trying to get their children with Lily and Archie. So they're not gonna mess up their chances. Mm, Okay, gonna try and get through your comments and then we'll go to the next thing. Mm. Yes, Annie. If news about H&M doesn't come from Archwell, then it's all lies. Exactly. Um, Miss Levy, please make her front and center. She'll get the hang of it by the time she's 60. Oh, hun, I don't think she'll get the hang of it even then. She'll be 60 and still keening. Astrid, I'm surprised that the military in the UK would at least require the royal to go through some sort of training before wearing a uniform they did not earn. Well, Edward only did what, a third of his training, and he's walking around with military uniforms and every medal under the sun. He got half of those medals from the pound shop. Chris used to be a serious reporter. How far he has fallen, really? I didn't know that. I never really followed reporters in Britain or even knew their names. I didn't know a single reporter's name other than, say, Chris Morgan, for obvious reasons. I didn't actually know their names. Like, they've made themselves the center of the stories. Now I know all of their names and faces because they want to act so foolish. Mm, okay. I think I can go on to the next thing now. I've gotten through most of your comments. On to this. This about Prince Philip's will. Now, there was an article that was on The Guardian, and it was titled Court of Appeal to Hear Challenge Over Media Ban from Prince Philip's Will, and a legal challenge over a decision to ban media organisations from a court case about the Duke of Edinburgh's will is to be heard. So this went live and then it was removed. But there is an article on the Gazette that I think was the original press release. So it seems like The Guardian has either grown a backbone or has nine lives, and they want to go after this and try and get the decision to leave Philip's will private for, what was it, 99 years overturned. And absolutely, I believe that the British public have every single right to know what is in Prince Philip's will. If the argument was that Meghan's private letter to her father was in the interest of the public, which it was not, then how are you going to argue to me that Prince Philip's will is not, it should not be in the public domain? It very much should be. Prince Philip married the Queen. He lived a life of luxury off of the taxpayer's dime. I don't believe that he had his own fortune. So we should absolutely know. And I think if you've been around Sussex Squad circles for long enough, you'll probably have an idea of what it is that he's hiding. So we should definitely be able to know. Mia, are there actually any royal reporters in the British press or on Twitter who aren't anti-Sussex and you can follow to get news? Do you have their names that all seem to be biased or unfair? Um, no. I think Omid is the only one that takes the middle ground, but I'm still very careful with him. But he's the only one that's somewhat reliable, and he will sometimes go after the kind of whole British royal rota system. But aside from that, no, they all seem to be very anti-Harry and Meghan because it's what makes them money. Hate sells here. Mm, for your comments. Black queens, yes, they're all frauds. They never work for anything a day in their miserable lives. And yet the British taxpayer works day in, day out to keep them in the positions that they are. Thank you for coming, Rose. Thank you for coming to the live chat. Mary, I wish the UK and the Commonwealth would boycott the Jubilee. That's what I wish. I really hope that no one shows up. I think that people will show up, but I wouldn't be surprised if there are protests. And I've said this, I wouldn't be surprised if there are protests. The decision for multiple lockdowns and mandates in the United Kingdom had very, very split opinions. There were people that were very, very for all of it, and there were people that were very, very against all of it. So those that were very much against all of it, I think, are going to be quite peed off that we are now going to have this big parade. I mean, a lot of the mandates and things that they put in for Mr. C as of Thursday, I think, are being loosened. But people still very much have it in their mind that their lives were disrupted for the last 2 years. And now we're going to have this big Jubilee celebration. So I'm not trying to say who's right or who's wrong, but I'm just letting you know some of the attitudes and opinions that people have that might lead them to boycott the Jubilee. Linda, I'm really worried about Kate. She's under a lot of stress and she's lost so much weight. She's not happy. Megan, on the other hand, is healthy looking and happy, and so is her handsome husband. Do you know what? There's only so long um, that you can hide when something's going wrong. And little by little, I think we are starting to see the mask slip. We're all human at the end of the day, and nobody can wear a mask forever. And I hope, if anything, that Kate does find it in her one day to walk in her truth. And that includes the parts of her that maybe aren't so nice. And she's just honest about that, because that's what's going to set her free. And even William, that's what's going to set him free. If they tell their truth, they may be criticized for it, people may boo them for it, but you're better off telling your truth than waiting for the day. And the day will come when the British press break that invisible contract and out them themselves. So Kate and William are better off speaking their truth than waiting for the British press to speak that truth for them, because then it will really be brutal. Cookies and cream. I hope Harry cut that barbaric and royal family loose. They don't have his best interests at heart. They want Meghan eliminated from the family permanently. Yeah, and Harry said that himself, but it seems like Harry still want. I think Harry still wants at least to see the Queen before she passes. He said that they have a good relationship. So I don't know. I can only go on what Harry said, even if I don't agree with the idea that the Queen is a nice person. You lot are saying all of the royal juice in the comment section, and I'm just going to keep it in the comment section. As star Prince Philip came here with nothing, but he wasn't he in that whole Aristo circle, so that was good enough for her. I mean, they're third cousins or something, so you may not have the money, but as long as you have the blood, they want the blood, that blue blood. Denise, Philip probably left Harry a lot. That's why they sealed it for 90 years. Do you think he left him more than William, maybe? Black Queen, I thought wills were meant to be read right after someone passed away. Didn't know they were made for time capsules. Yeah. They're clearly hiding something. And it seems like The Guardian wants to get to the bottom of it. Surprised by The Guardian, though. They've grown a backbone, it seems. Michelle, I feel that by now those of us behind H&M should know by now that if it's true or false said about them, especially considering the sources, Charles didn't care about Archie. Now he wants to see Lily, please. Exactly. And sometimes I still get comments from squaddies like, is this true? Is that true? Guys and dolls, if it doesn't come from Montecito, ignore it. We can talk about it and laugh about it, but just know that it's not true. As for the Queen is literally the welfare queen. Exactly. She gets more welfare than anyone else. Angus, it feels like they have run out of steam with the hate stories waiting for the Sussexes' next move. Yeah, I honestly think that if the Sussexes don't come out with something in the next few days or weeks, they are going to burst. They're literally going to burst. They need something, anything. And I hope that Harry and Meghan give them nothing for the rest of January. Black Queen probably left Meghan and the kids something as well, and they want to hide it. Maybe. Yeah, true for Dilly, he actually stated it was so to protect his wife, the Queen. That is evidence alone that it's our interest to know. Must be something that we ought to know. Yep. if you really want to know the tea about this, guys and dolls, go on Twitter because there's certain things that I want to err away from on the channel just because I don't want the censors coming after me. But the tea on Prince William and his side activities is all over Twitter. Annie, I don't think the Jubilee will be what they expected. Nope, I don't think it will be what they expected either. Which is why I tried to explain to you the reasoning as to why I think it's not going to be what they expected. Because people are angry about a lot of things. You guys, maybe Megan should wear her hair in braids and an African kente cloth and see if Kate will cop. Oh, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. Megan would look amazing in an African kente cloth. She would look like a queen. I've seen squaddies Photoshop like Megan and Harry in like traditional African wear. They look damn good. Mm. Mary, is it true that because of popular shows are being taken off of Netflix, which means 1,600 subscribers from Britain leaving? I have no idea. I have no idea, hun. Andy, who pays for the 4-day party? Who pays for dignitaries common security? The British taxpayer, of course. But you see, they don't complain about that. They only complain about the biracial princess. Didn't Boring cancel mask mandate to avoid following his own rule? Well, none of them have been following their rules since the beginning. So whether it's the mask mandate or not meeting in groups, they haven't been following any of the rules, guys and dolls. So I don't know what their reasoning was to suddenly cancel all the mandates, but they've done it. Mm. Tanya, let's not discount those courtiers holding all the power that comes with anonymity. This is another thing. The so-called courtiers and men in grey suits, like who are they? I want to know who they are. Like there's some like shadow organization that just resides over the firm. I'm not worried about Kate, but she's grinning a lot more than usual. Yes, I did notice that. So it could be a case of thou not protest too much. Well, Oscar, after her mask slipped with those children, what else? I'm sure that she is gonna make sure that grin is tight, tight on her mask. She's not gonna slip again. Mm, okay, I think I've gone through most of your comments. Crystal, can you imagine how much this Jubilee will cost the taxpayer, those who can't afford food on the table, and these fools are wasting it on all this money after the money that's spent on COVID? Yes. Oh gosh, I just said the C word. Don't come after me, censors. Yes, and we actually overspent on Mr. C. We overspent a lot, more than what we should have, and that's because there were certain people in government who gave a lot of, um, shall we say, under the table contracts to their friends and family members. That's why we overspent. So yes, there are going to be a lot of people who are very angry because a lot of those contracts were actually illegal and never fulfilled. So I'm going to go on to I think I've got one or two more slides and then I'll go through your comments and then we'll call it a day. So yes, one of you mentioned Chris Ship earlier, so we'll start with that. There was a deranger who posted this saying, watching Chris Ship's appalling behaviour throughout the Duchess of Cambridge's official birthday portrait segment. Chris declares he did not pay attention. He repeatedly tries to change the topic mid-discussion. At one point, Lizzie has to ask him if he doesn't like the topic. So even the people who are meant to be reporting on them are fed up and bored. And then there was also this that came out around Christmas time, so 20th of December, Chris Ship tweeting, "Still better than having to write loving look, which I couldn't bring myself to. Everyone should calm down. It's Christmas." So I believe this is referring to an article which showed William and Kate at the Christmas Carol concert. And I guess the Derangers weren't too happy about the way that the way Chris Ship portrayed them in that article. But it's just obvious when you look at the Cambridges that there is clearly tension in that marriage. Like, I mean, someone who's blind can see that there is clearly tension in that marriage in comparison to Harry and Meghan, who just always look lovingly and adoringly at each other. And this picture that you can see of this magazine cover, this is from the US. So obviously, the US is free to talk about the Cambridges in whatever manner they want to. And this is actually a magazine cover that came out either yesterday or today. So this is fresh off the press. And it seems like everybody is very eager to talk about the situation with the Cambridges. And the laws in the UK do not extend to the US. Okay, let me go back to your comments. Levi, Kate walked in her truth when she wore white to Meghan's wedding, says it all. Yeah. And somebody actually did a collage where they showed what Kate wore to other people's weddings as well. And none of the outfits were anywhere close to white. So she definitely did that on purpose. Joanne, there is no blue blood. It's all red mixed with arrogance and hatred. Amen. Preach it, sis. It's Monday, but we can go to church. Annie, yes, the truth is going to come out eventually, and karma is just down the street. Karma is just down the street. Rosie, I'm one of those people who I'll put it this way. When I dislike someone, I don't wish badly on you, but I'm not going to pray for you either. We'll put it like that. That's kind of how I feel about Kate. I don't want bad to come on her. I want her to understand why what she did was wrong. Angus, Jubilee will have a very low attendance. Well, we're getting a 4-day weekend, so I can imagine a lot of people will probably want to go away. Why not? Ty's advocating for Twitter. Yes, go on Twitter. I've been on Twitter since November and I've learned a lot. Twitter could also cause emotional stress. Yes. If you don't want emotional stress, maybe avoid Twitter. Like for me, when I'm on Twitter, I have squaddies that I follow and I go to their pages. I never actually look at what's trending unless I see another squaddie saying, "Oh, look, this is trending," and it has something to do with the squad. I don't even look at the trending topics because it stresses me out. I just look at what squaddies are saying. No one alive today will see that will. Must be something really heavy in it, or to protect the Queen. You see, this is how you know that the royal family don't think in terms of what's happening with the world and technology. We have the metaverse now. So that's not actually wholly true, Kathy. There might be some of us are AI souls swirling around the metaverse, and we might get to see that will. And I bet you that the royal family haven't thought of that. Maya, yesterday someone mentioned Boozy signing a petition. Yes, I did say that I would post that in the comments community section later on. Hello, Sugar Queen. No worries if you're late. You can always watch the replay. Yes, Angus, because of what's happened the last 2 years, it's not time for a national celebration. It's really not time. They should just make it something very small. They should make it about the people. Do you know what? Don't even have like a large concert. Or do you know what? If you're gonna have a large concert, why not have a concert where you invite, I don't know, healthcare workers or something, you know? Just make it about the people. If they're gonna have it, make it about the people. Don't make it about Betty and the other royals. Mm. Ty Fletcher, they are waiting for Prince Harry better ups than Mar to scrutinise everything he says. Yeah. Or I hope that they all tune in and that better ups evaluation goes up by a couple more billion because it's already at what, 4 point something billion? Yes, drive that algorithm and make us more money so that all of Archie's chicken can get a Lamborghini. The firm grey men and women are just snooty office staffs who gossip and bully. Nothing special, just nasty types who are psychopaths. Yeah, you're probably right. Truth of Dilly, you're probably right. Like we imagine them to be like Bond villains, and they're just like gossip mongerers at the water cooler. Mm. Okay, I'm just going through your comments. Okay, let's. I think I had one more slide. Yeah, I did, but I'm not actually gonna. Did I put it on the screen? Yeah, I'll put it on the screen. So we all know about the article that was deleted from People magazine. Now it comes out that one of the trolls that was mentioned in that article is following um, one of the journalists from People magazine. So they are, it raises the question: are the trolls communicating with certain people in the press? Certainly, people from press that are known to be pro Kensington Palace, and People magazine definitely are. They did a whole feature for Kate on her 40th birthday. So it's quite worrying that you've got trolls that are communicating with people from the magazine. And they have also been, sorry, the trolls have also been trying to go after other journalists that are covering the article, but it seems like more and more news outlets are posting that they're not being intimidated by the trolls. Christopher Boothie did post this earlier today. He said India's most watched English news channel covered our report this morning. Hate accounts assume they successfully suppressed our report, but they were sadly mistaken. Attacking journalists who covered our report was a dumb strategy. You only confirmed our research. And yes, more news coverage is coming. News outlets are not scared of you, nor am I. And I'm so glad that he's come out and said that because there's nothing in that report that these trolls did not say themselves. The entire report is based on things that they have said. So there's nothing for Christopher Boozy or anybody else who wants to tell the truth has to worry about. And with that, that is pretty much all I had for today. So as usual, I'm just going to go through and respond to as many comments as possible. But if you want to clock out now, you can. Thank you everybody for coming today. Appreciate you as always. And thank you once again. 1 million plus views, 7,000 plus subscribers. You are incredible. And I hope to just keep bringing you more and more content. I am working very, very hard to get the blog live because there's a lot of things that I often want to say, but I feel like I can conceptualize them better being a writer when I write about them. There's a lot more content that I want on the blog more than I want to put up here. So that's another thing that I'm hopefully getting to. Um, sorry, hopefully want to get up and running by the end of the week. So let's go through your comments. Let's put a nice picture up. I love this picture. That was when Megan was like, "I'm always proud of my husband." So sweet. All three impossible. Who would not be surprised to see all the British tabloids at the Invictus Games at The Hague? I wouldn't be surprised either. Can you imagine? And we're what, something like 80 something days until the Invictus Games, especially if they bring the children. Oh my gosh, the whole British press pack will go running, literally running. They'll drop everything. They'll drop their own children to go and cover the Sussexes. Um, oh, some of your comments are so shady. Andy, Karma is in the house listening to the outgoing calls. Yup. Yeah, they'll be at the Invictus Games because they want to see Archie and Lily. I mean, I can imagine they'll take Archie because Archie's a little bit bigger now, but Lily, I think Lily might stay at home. I think she'll stay at home with Doria. She's still quite small. Mm. What about the video where Willie Leaks and Kate was at the Christmas party and Will touched Kate and she slapped his hand in front of all the guests? Yeah, and there was a whole media campaign in the British press um, to make it look like it was a misunderstanding. There were like actual articles. I remember one, I think it was in the Metro. Oh, this video of William and Kate is being misunderstood and misinterpreted. And it's like, come on, any woman that's been in a relationship, like, ladies, when you're angry with your man, that was definitely an angry reaction. Like, do not touch me. They can spin it however they want. Like, we know what's going on there. Hi, Maria. Better late than never. You can watch the replay. Yes, the Jubilee is all about me, 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 promoting the monarchy, promoting the heirs, displaying the supremacy. But I feel like 2020 to 2023, we're going to find out more and more just what the British public really feel about the monarchy. Because in Cream, I hope someone leaks Philip's will, just like they leak everything else. Yeah. Funny how certain things leak, but other things don't. Anna, didn't Harry speak at a concert for healthcare workers live last year? Yeah, that was that concert, I think, with J Lo and a whole bunch of other people for Global Citizen. I believe he did. Yeah, we will all be celebrating Lily's birthday and not that boring Jubilee. I am not going to cover it at all. Just so you know, I will not be covering Jubilee at all. Unless there are major protests and drama, then I'll cover the drama and the protests, but I'm not covering anything else. I think I just seen a comment. No, that troll with the red headband again. She's such a bad actress, yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Ty Fletcher. Thank you. I will always try and bring the realness. And go to spring fishwives are busted. I tell you. You guys, you've seen what I look like. Being a pro Sussex page definitely does something for your skin and your waistline. I'm telling you, that's the reason I've been looking so good. Because I'm pro Harry and Meghan. But when you're anti Harry and Meghan, well, we've seen what them heifers look like. Is Christopher Boozy a squaddy? Well, I mean, he did a whole report in support of getting rid of trolls. who hate on Meghan, so I would consider him a squaddy. There's actually a whole team, by the way, behind Bot Sentinel. It's not just Christopher Boozy. Have you noticed that William is allowing Kate to go ahead of him now? Yeah, I did notice that actually. But they kind of have to because she's the only one that gets attention, or else they don't get any press. Cookies and cream. The palace is behind the Peel magazine being deleted. Well, I don't think we're going to know for some time exactly who was behind it, but the way these trolls are acting in such confidence, I'm starting I'm starting to believe more and more that the palace could be behind the trolls, because it's almost like they're completely unafraid of having the hammer of justice come down on them. And I always think back to the fact that the Daily Fail were assured that Meghan would not push back with the court case, and they were so sure of this that they went ahead with this whole or they wanted to go ahead with this whole show trial. So when I think about that, is it so far-fetched to believe that maybe some of these trolls could be backed by the palace? I don't know. Time will tell. Yes, Angus, it's global news now, and the whole damn world knows their truth. Oh, Joanne, they have set their diaries. They are ready and waiting. And do you know what? I bet you that Harry will probably say a couple of sentences. There are so many people who are going to be part of that whole event. So they're going to sit there, watch the whole thing, and Harry will just give them dust. You have a good day too, Rosa. Anyone who's joining late, I'm literally just going through the comment section and then we're calling it a day. So you're better off just watching the replay from the start if you've just joined. But thank you for joining. Thank you so much, Hempal, for the super sticker. Much appreciated. Elif, I don't feel for Kate. She had a chance to support her sister-in-law and she threw her to the wolves. As somebody once said, may Diana's ring rot her finger from the inside out. All her behavior speaks volumes. That ring is cursed, I believe. I can't believe that she wanted it. But before she was copying Meghan's style, she was copying Diana's. So she's probably obsessed with having pieces from Diana. But Harry was wise. He gave Meghan Diana's freedom ring. Was like, no, we don't want that cursed ring on Meghan's finger. Apparently, the royal family never even wanted Diana to have that ring. I might do a video on that. There's a bit of a history to it. Rock, can you imagine how these weasels tried to find any angle to wiggle their way out of such abuse? How these horrible abusers of that bourgeoisie will try anything. Yeah, and it's like they're pushing back and saying that Christopher Boozy is a liar. How is he a liar when he's literally created a report that is based on screenshots and things that you have written? Just like, wow. Bye bye, Connie. Thank you so much for joining us. Creative Live, let's hope that others don't have events during Invictus, no coverage. Yeah, I think that they're probably going to plan their diaries to have nothing on. Because if they do, they're not going to get any coverage. Yes, Spirit. Kate's reaction was a Melania Trump reaction. Cookies and cream. I hope the sausages ban the UK press in the Invictus game. That would serve them right. That is a good point. I never even thought of that. Oh, gosh. See, the petty side of me wants them to be there so they do report on it and it takes away from the attention of the others, and it just rubs it in how amazing Harry and Meghan are doing now. I think that this is probably going to be the biggest Invictus Games ever, that people are really going to be watching. To be honest, I've never watched the Invictus Games, and I would definitely be watching it this time. So in a way, I kind of want them to be there because I just want it to be just rubbed in everybody's faces how well Harry and Meghan are doing. But it would also be sweet medicine if they weren't invited and cut off. So I do see what you're saying there, cookies and cream. I wonder where Invictus will be aired. Like, will it be an online thing? Will it be on TV? I can't wait to see what Meghan's wearing. The royal experts see a truth and write a lie. Yes, so true. Glad to hear you won't cover it. I'm sick of it already. No, I will not be covering it. No way. I had no reason to cover it. You guys don't want to hear about it. I don't want to talk about it. Uh, how's the temperature on Shutter Island in regards to citizens feeling towards unroyal mafia? Oh, pretty. I think it's pretty mixed, but for the most part, royals are very much background noise. I did notice after the last appearance, Kate's last appearance with the puppy dog, they did try to put that all over the newspapers and it was on a lot of the covers. So they are really trying to force feed the royals. But I think it's when it comes to events like the Jubilee, that's when we're really going to see how people feel. So my answer to that question is just wait until the Jubilee and see what people's reactions are, what people are saying on social media. We know that when Philip's death and funeral was covered, I think the BBC received 100,000 complaints. 100,000 complaints. So that tells you something. Despite that, they're still going ahead with the ceremony service that they're doing in the springtime. Part of me honestly thinks they're just coming up with events because they want Harry to come back. Because I mean, they already had the funeral. Like, what else do they need to do? So yeah, I think the royal family has big events like this, the more we'll start to see the truth of how people feel about the royal family in a post Mr. C world. Who wants to watch a Jubilee? Say, this ain't the 1970s. No one has a street parties anymore. Do you know what? You say that, but the other day I had to roll my eyes at one of my friends. She's African, and even she was like, "No, just let them live. Like, I hope the Queen gets to enjoy her Jubilee." So you'll be surprised, even people who you don't think are royalists and who are, because she's very like wokety woke, you know. Very much into her social justice causes. So, like, you would think that somebody like her, of all people, would be very anti-monarchy, but she's not. And it just goes to show how much the Queen is deified in people's minds and how much the royal family are deified in people's minds. It's very odd. Like, if you say to the average British person, like, do you kind of feel like North Korea just worshipping these people who don't really contribute much? I'll probably scoff at you if you said that. But that's kind of what it is. Okay, I'm not gonna get through all of your comments, but I'm gonna see who gets the last word. Who gets the last word? Wait, what? Try five plus. Did you see the video about Kate being asked to join a podcast and her face fell and she ran away? When did this happen? Okay, I'm gonna look for that when I get off the podcast here. I never saw that. Um, who's gonna get the last word? Well, thank you, Catherine, for showing up as always. Tanya, that ring belongs in a vault and not anyone's finger. It is quite a big ring, to be honest. I mean, me personally, when I get married, I don't wanna wear a ring all the time. I want, obviously, like, engagement bands, and we can wear them when we go out as a couple, but on a day-to-day basis, I quite like the idea of just having a tattoo. Like, I think Beyoncé has a tattoo, I don't think she wears a ring. I just don't like the idea of, like, wearing a ring all the time, especially a ring that big. I'd be scared to lose it. Gail, how does Super Sticker work? So there is a small dollar icon in see where the chat box is. There's a small dollar icon where you put your comment and you can click on that if you want to give a super chat. Rochelle, Cardi B's lawsuit should be over this week, and if she wins, it will set a precedent for others going forward to file and YouTubers next. Yeah, I think that Cardi B case will set a precedent. Having said that, I will also say that in that particular case, I mean, it was some of the things that that YouTuber said, calling Cardi B a prostitute, saying that she had, STDs. They were very, very, you know, I would say that it wasn't just like gossip mongering, like it was straight up harassment. So I think we shouldn't get our hopes up too much in thinking that it may set a precedent, because I think you have to look at the particulars of that case. So hopefully it does. I really do hope it does. But let's just wait and see, because we could end up being very disappointed. Mhm. Okay, I'm still looking for the last word. Mm, okay, the trolls are rolling in. They just ignore them. Um, Julia Rock, if you can't make a person smile today, make them drink. I have no idea what that means, but it kind of sounds cool. And I'm going to give you the last word, Julia. If you can't make a person smile today, make them drink. Thank you, everybody, for coming. And will I do a live tomorrow? No, I'm not going to do a live tomorrow, but I do have a couple of videos that are a little bit backtracked that I need to get through. So you probably see a pre-recorded, one or two pre-recorded videos actually tomorrow. So thank you very much. And I'm going to play us out. Have a lovely day, evening, wherever you are in the world.